Okay, so let's get started. So what we're going to cover in these first two modules are just some things you should know when entering this world. I would kind of describe this as I like to look at doing small biz. It's kind of like playing a video game or like being an F1 driver, going through the city, driving your sports car, and you're selling small business plan. But probably the video game analogy is a bit better, where you're like some of you maybe my age. I'm 43. I'm 43, and I grew up playing Super Mario Brothers, and there was about 8 levels, 4 levels in each round, where you had to do different things to save the princess. I kind of look at small business plans as the same way, where each time you play the game, there's different obstacles and things. But once you understand what they are, it's a breeze. First time it may be difficult. First 30 times may be difficult. But hopefully, with what I take you through, you'll be able to see the things a lot easier. But before you begin the video game, usually when you start to play one, there's always instructions and sometimes a map. So what I'm going to cover in these first couple videos is just some of the basics that you need to know for the journey ahead. So let's start off with you. First of all, let me have my notes here. Maybe we'll take a look at them, peek at them real quick. So yeah. So each of us is a certain character in this game. There was a game that I used to love playing called Gauntlet. Some of you may know it. But it was basically 4 people, and there's about 100 levels. And each person had different pluses and minuses to them, as far as like the Merlin guy, who's an old wizard. His weapon was really powerful, but he moved really slow. And when he got hit, his health wasn't great. While the other person, the elf, he moved really fast, but his weapon didn't have that much power to it, so it took a lot of fires to kill an enemy. The other guy was really big, huge guy who moves slow, but could take a lot of damage. And when he hit someone, it caused a lot of damage as well, but he moved painfully slow. And then there was this one character that I loved a lot. Of course, it was a female. Females they just rock. But there's one female who was a nice kind of a blend of all of them. Not too fast, not too slow. Her weapon was not too bad, not too great. Just kind of, I would say, like a little bit better than average overall. Just a nice blend of all 3. And when it comes to doing small business, you're one of these 4 characters. In our business, we call these like sharks, dolphins, urchins. Sharks, dolphins, urchins, and whales. And each of you have a different personality type that you're going to be. That's just who you are. That you're going to go through doing their sales with. Your decision maker is also going to be one of those 4 types. So there's going to be certain pluses and minuses to who you are, certain, negative parts to who you are. Overall, we all want to adapt to be like that female character who's a nice blend of all 3 or all 4, who's just a nice blend of all the right characteristics. So it's good to know that going forward, you don't only have to necessarily change yourself, but be clear about who you are, what your strengths and weaknesses are, and be able to just fine-tune them depending on who you're talking to. So that's the first thing to understand, is just who you are playing this game. All right, let's get to the next round.